Hello, listeners. PG here with a preview of this month's Spoilers Club, where we take a deep dive into iconic or impactful escape rooms. The creators join us to share exclusive, behind-the-scenes commentary and insights about their games. This month, we're recapping The Ghost of Mentryville from Arcane Escape Room, located in Newhall, California. Owner and creator Matt Ty joins us with the lowdown on why this is the best escape room you've probably never heard of. In this preview, Matt talks about how difficult it is to run this game, especially for the game master, who is operating as a performer, game master, and audio-visual technician, all within the confines of a very small space.
And then it opens up for the players to then be puzzle solving, talking to each other, and including talking to the ghost. You can talk to the ghost as much as you want to. And so they will role play with you as much as you will role play with them. So that's also a really fun aspect of that.
One of the things that I found really interesting over the course of the game, and I want to kind of keep this in mind as we move forward, is that the ghost's tone and temperament and just general state of mind shifts with the story. Right. So when we first meet Sammy, they're mostly confused. They don't really know why they were knocked unconscious or what happened or who we are or anything. There's just a general state of confusion in the part of this character, which also, at least for me, was sort of mirroring my own as a player, where I don't really know what's going on with this room. I've played, close to 1,200 games, and I've never set foot in one that looks like this or is structured like this. So it's sort of, there's definitely confusion there.
I love that because I hate when I feel like the characters know more than I do. Then it's like, well, what am I here for? If you know so much, you figure it out. But if they're like, I'm as confused as you are, and I'm like, okay, let's work together. Like, we can do this, and I like that feeling it gives me.
And that was definitely where my head was at when meeting Sammy. Was like, okay, I'm just going to help you out, buddy.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad that you're mentioning that they were kind of in that space with you, because it's very intentional for the actor who ran your game, whose name is Perigi. They have made very intentional choices to be in the present moment in the story throughout the whole game. So whatever's happening now is me. That is what I am right now. Whatever the current event is, whatever the current room is, it is happening right now. And that's a very intentional choice, and they've done a lot of work on the new rendition of the game and sort of their version of the game. And every ghost who runs the game sort of has their own style of doing it. And that's something that they were very intentional about.
And I think that is sort of an inevitable part of the way this is constructed, because correct me if I'm wrong here, the performer is a performer, a game master, and also lighting technician and triggering effects along the way. So there's sort of a one-stop shop for all of the operations of this thing. And it is really cool to watch the way that they are sort of rubbing their belly and patting their head throughout this experience.
I forgot about that, because that's right. They have like a small control panel or something, and they're actually triggering the lighting changes.
They have control over the lights that are currently on, so they can actually manually change each one. They can do it in rhythm with how they want to. If they want to do it in rhythm with something that they say or something that happens in the audio track, they have control of when the audio tracks change. And,
wow.
It's really hard. It's really hard to do. That's part of why it is a game that we only run on the weekends, and getting people trained up to do it is a little bit harder, because I've never actually run the game before. So I've never felt like I have the talent to do this. So it's always the person who's up for it and who's really interested in playing that role and really kind of becoming that show who does it.
And that control box. So the ghost character, it seems like their back is up against the wall, but behind them at kind of waist level or so, there is this control box that has all of these different switches, and it has just like some black cloth around it that cloaks it a little bit more, and it's also, it's in a spot that's not lit, so you don't really notice it as a player. But they are, they're basically leaning up against that, and I imagine they just have to know where they are on that board and what each switch does. And so from an operation standpoint for this performer, they have to know their lines, they have to be in costume, they have to know how to know all of the different story beats and all of the puzzles and how they work and how to hint them. They have to know this control panel and the right moments to go and cue all of these different switches that they cannot look at.
Yes, this is all correct.
Yeah. So this is this is definitely game mastering on hard mode.
Yes, it definitely is. I've done my best to make it as easy as possible. The switches are actually really fun because what they put their hand on is actually, if you were to take the physical room itself and turn it on its side, the switches are actually in the location of where they are in the room on the board. So you actually can feel the panel and know, okay, this room in the top left corner is my far left light, and it's actually
matching it spatially,
spaced out, spatially, so that they can learn that as quickly as possible. After a while, they're just like, yeah, I know which switch is which, and they're just like, it's like playing a video game or something. You don't think I need to press a button to jump. You think I need to jump, right?
Listen to the rest of the episode now by becoming a patron at the Search Win level for access to all of the Spoilers Club episodes. To join, visit patreon.com/roomescapeartist, and for more details on the different escape rooms that we've covered, visit roomescapeartist.com and search under the podcast tab for Spoilers Club.